Hey there, this is a new series I'm starting here, which I'm going to call it Daily Zombies, at least unless I can come up with a better title. If you have a better title, put it in the description. But basically what it is just me playing through some old zombie maps by myself, doing live commentaries. First time I've ever done a live commentary. Not quite sure how well it'll work, but basically just going to go over different things for strategies and how to have fun on different maps. Because, like, for example, Kino Der Toten. If you don't know the strategy for this map, it's pretty old, so hopefully you know it. So this is just more how to have fun on this map. To be honest, no matter what you're doing, I would recommend just trying to get some points in the early rounds, because you can have more fun if you have more points, right? More points, more better. I think that's an X-Scout quote, if I remember right. So, yeah. First thing, I'm not going to do this. One of the things that's kind of fun to do is just try to survive in the starting room as long as you can. Which, it's fun, but it gets kind of old because you're just sitting in one room. So, it's good for 2 or 3 tries. Next thing you can try is knifing only, which is meh. It's a lot of luck involved, in my opinion. I've done a pacifist zombies. If you don't know what a pacifist is, it's someone who doesn't want to fight. So what you have to do, this you can't do solo. If you play live, I guess you could go with friends. I did it with random just to be more fun. And all I did was repair barricades and revive people. I didn't shoot a single zombie. Well, I accidentally pulled the trigger once, but that didn't matter. If I did hit a zombie, it didn't kill it. And then I ended up, round 14 with randoms, and 2 guys, I don't know if they're incredibly bad or if they just went AFK, because they started going down every round. It was kind of annoying. But what I always do at the start of this map, run up, open the door, open this door here. If you have more people, have one person open each door, and then everyone buy the MP40. However, this episode, I'm going to try to make a quest throughout this series to pack-a-punch every gun in the game. So, first thing I'm going to try is, I'm going to start out with the bad gun, or not the bad guns, but the beginning guns. So, got myself an Olympia, and my goal is now to pack-a-punch this as soon as possible, using, I'll see how it works. I'm going to try to do it using only the Olympia, and then get 5,000 points, pack-a-punch it, and probably buy an M14, pack-a-punch that. Even though I have already pack-a-punched both these guns before, this is a series. I'm going to do this in a series, so. Yep, this just kind of. In the first rounds is, in my opinion, my favorite part of the game. And, maybe not the first 2 or 3 rounds, but once it's early enough that you can still just kind of run around and do whatever you want, but yet it's still, it's still a challenge. I always thought, one of the things I hated about the World at War maps was it was just so boring at the start, 'cause it was too easy. You sit in the starting room, kill the zombies, go to the next room, get a good gun. Or get the box. It's always fairly easy to get. Well, I kind of like how they moved the box a bit farther along, but I think they did it a little too much on Moon. I hate that map, by the way. It just takes so long to get to the box, a lot of times, that it's I don't want to have to wait till round 10 or 11 just to get a gun when you're playing online with 4 randoms who suck at the game. And another thing I don't like about that is you've always been able to get perks whenever you want, as long as you have the points and the powers on. But then on Moon, for Juggernaut and Speed Cola, there's a limit. You can't just go buy Juggernaut, get down, go back and buy it right away. And you have to have your whole team together to do so. Which, first of all, that means one person can just screw you all over if you have some troll or griefer in your game who just purposely won't get in the teleporter, which that can screw you over at the start too. And then And so it just makes the map less fun to play. And then another thing I feel, the main problem I have with Moon and Shangri-La, both of them, is I feel like they made the maps for the Easter eggs. Oh hey, max ammo, I was going to have to go buy some of that, but nope. I feel like they made the maps for the Easter eggs. Like, Call of the Dead and Ascension, those are, in my opinion, good maps, although George kind of ruined Call of the Dead a little bit just by, I don't know, she's just annoying. He is just annoying. But then, and what they did though is they made the map. You can tell, like, when you play the map, you can just tell this map was made for zombies. Okay? And so then you can play the map and feel it and have fun. But then for Shangri-La and Moon, I just feel like both maps are just designed solely, just entirely around the Easter eggs. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it's a zombies map, if you know what I mean. So, I'm not a big fan of those maps. Yeah. In my opinion, Ascension, Rise, Verrict, probably my 3 favorite maps. I never really liked Verrict and the World at War ones until more recently. And I just realized I like Verrict because it's just, there's no real strategy for it. I mean, there is, but it's not like, on all the World at War maps, there was either a certain corner you sat in, or on all these maps, there's a certain route you run. Whereas on Verrict, I feel like it's more of just survival, like more of that authentic zombies feel. Going back to like, the very first time I ever played zombies was at my friend's house, on his PC, on Kino Der Toten. And we knew nothing about zombies. I mean, we'd end up like dying on round 3 and that kind of stuff, and like, I remember one of my friends got to round 10 and we all thought that was insane. And, you know, it was just, everything was a new experience. Like, the first time we opened the upstairs, you know? And, like, then once you get to some of the newer maps and you've never played them before, and there's all these guns that you've never pack-a-punched before. I mean, there's all these, they introduced new things with every map. And I'm not talking just, like, a new gun or something. Like, Verrict, they introduced the whole idea of traps and the whole idea of the perks. Which, what would zombies be without perks, you know? Not be nearly as fun. And then, Shangri-La. Shinonuma, in my opinion, introduced rape training, which is nowadays the basic for just about every zombie strategy on every map. You know, like, and they also introduced the idea of a powerful wonder weapon that could always one-hit kill and kill a lot of zombies at once. And then with the Rise, they introduced the Pack-a-Punch, which, well, not as important as the rest. In my opinion, it adds just as much, if not more, to the whole zombies feel. Because you suddenly have the ability, it's basically like having every single gun in the game just a new gun, like adding that many guns to the game. And then you get to the, I mean, they introduced a few new things with Kino. I mean, there's the whole idea of, Kino and 5 were great because they introduced the Black Ops weapons, you know? It's all new stuff. But then, Ascension had monkeys, which are new, and I honestly didn't like them that much. But it just has a feel to Ascension. Like, the map is so big and open, and there's so many different places you can run around and rape train. And then they added something new, even the Easter egg, which it's a side goal, like almost like adding a goal to zombies, like something you want to accomplish. And that's something new. But then comes Call of the Dead. And yes, they did add something new to the game, but it's not something new you can experience. They added George. I mean, the Easter egg had always been there. All they really did was add a challenge and make the Easter egg easier, which was good. I think the Ascension Easter egg was too hard for what it was worth. And then they made the reward a little better. But but then they had to add George, which yes, it's something new, but it's not actually something new to experience, like some new gameplay idea. I mean, yeah, there's a zombie that you have to constantly be running from, but that's kind of what you did anyway. You ran from zombies. I mean, that's the strategy. You don't sit in a corner anymore. I mean, World at War is what, 3 years old? I mean, people just don't use the same strategies anymore. So, they really didn't introduce that much with that. And then Shangri-La, they took George and they divided him up, which it's something different while not actually being anything different at all. So there was really no new gameplay except for the Baby Maker, which what they did is they just took the Thunder Gun and made it so you had to run over the zombies after you did that, and it's really nothing special. And it's, again, adding one new wonder weapon isn't enough. You're just adding one thing to the game. You know, it's not, I mean, yeah, it'll be interesting, it's fun at first, but then once you get it once, I mean, like, you just have to get one thing, and then you've got it. You know, there's not much else to do. So, it's just not fun. It's nothing, it just feels like the same old thing, repackaged. Like some people say Modern Warfare 3 is a repackaging of Modern Warfare 2. I don't think so, because there's a lot of new stuff introduced, like proficiencies, and the Moab, and specialist kill streaks are very new. And yeah, they did make some mistakes, but that's gonna happen. I mean, you gotta branch out. Like, and then with Moon came out, what did they add new to Moon? There's the wave gun and the dual, but to be honest, it just feels like they took Mustang and Sally and gave him a lot more ammo, but made him less powerful, and that's your whole zap gun dual wield. And then they just took the Thunder Gun again and repackaged it as the wave gun. And then by then Easter eggs had been here since Ascension. It was nothing new. That was old. And then they designed the whole map around the Easter egg, which by then Easter eggs were old. Like, they're a thing of the past. I mean, I wouldn't say they're a thing of the past. Like, I'm not saying they shouldn't be including Easter eggs, but that shouldn't be the main focus of your map either. And then they added the astronaut, which again, nerfing of George, and that's nothing new. And they added this at the start, that whole starting area, which I'm not going to say that's not new, but again, it's just for the start of the map. I mean, you could go back there if you want, but there's no real reason to. And then, like, I mean, that'd be cool. Like, I thought when I first saw the map, and I first saw someone play it, and they didn't get past, like, they lasted like a minute because they didn't know what to do. I thought, wow, this is going to be the greatest zombies map ever, because I thought it was going to be survival. Like, I thought that, look how many zombies there are running at these people already, and it just started. And I figured that they had to do something special to get guns, and not, like, I didn't think it would just be, I mean, you have that awesome new idea, but then you just abandon it after, like, 30 seconds into the game, and you don't use it anymore. I mean, yeah, you go back there every once in a while to get Jug and Pack-a-Punch, but all that, it didn't add anything new. Just put in a new challenge, and just made it harder. Which, to be honest, I don't think that what Zombies needs is more difficulty. I think what it needs is just more stuff, because that's the main complaint people have about Zombies, is you just do the same thing over and over again, and it gets boring. I mean, you're just running in circles repeatedly, and you just... I mean, once they add a new map, it's just... And they don't really add much new gameplay-wise, it's just... You have a new area to run circles in. I mean, that's not fun. You're still doing the exact same thing, just in a different spot. And you may have a new wonder weapon that you're using, but it still does the same thing. Like, in my opinion, World at War was the golden age of zombies. World at War and the first couple of maps on this, because they were still experimenting and adding new things with every map. But I just kind of feel like they ran out of ideas. And they're just like, well, instead we'll just make repackage things and make them different. Like, Ascension also, this just popped up in my mind when I was talking earlier about them making it easier and how that's not what we want to do. Ascension is a lot of people's favorite map. And what did they do to Ascension? They made it easier. Like, So you still have your ammos. Like, I don't know why they ever decided to take that out. You still get your ammos if you want to get ammo every couple of rounds. So you're not like forced to get new gun or like use a wall gun or whatever. And then they have like there's good guns and there's a lot of new areas to rate train. And like instead of the monkey bomb, they added the Gersh device, which is a highly improved version. And it's just all in all, I mean, they didn't really add much new challenges, but they still added new content. Like, and again, you know, there was rate training in this map, but it really wasn't to the extent of what it was until Ascension came out. Like, I mean, yeah, people would run around the map and stuff, but Ascension introduced the idea of being in. Well, it didn't introduce it because it's been there since Shangri-La, but it had the main strategy be running around in one small area, gathering them all up, and then running for a trap. Which, yeah, it was there in this game, but it wasn't that widely used. As you play Ascension, there's so many different ways you can play it. I mean, there's good places to camp, which they don't have any of that on this map. I mean, where are you going to camp at? And then but there's also places to rape train. There's lap strategies you can run around. There's all that stuff. They added, basically what I'm trying to get at here is every new zombies map, they were always adding content. You know, something completely new, just a new idea, like something like we had never imagined before. Like, how many of you before Der Rise ever thought that you'd be able to pack a punch your gun and make it better, make it a lot better? And with with perks before Verict, I mean, it's just something completely new that had never been heard of in the zombies world. And all they've been doing now in the Black Ops, and the newer Black Ops maps, were just, they didn't add anything new, they just changed existing things. I honestly feel that, I hope that if there is a new zombies game, and new maps and stuff, they need to add new stuff. Like, I mean, I know there'll be new guns, but you need to start adding new strategies and ideas, and I don't know why I just teleported now. Whatever. The game needs to feel different, like, I don't know, I just feel like it just gets boring if you just do the same thing on every map over and over again. It just feels like it's a waste of my money on a new map. And I feel like, and then when the PC community for World at War, they have PC custom maps. And that is one of the greatest ideas to ever have in zombies, in my opinion. Because suddenly, now, you aren't limited to just 4 maps or whatever. There's an unlimited amount of maps created by other people. Like, and you could make your own map if you knew how and stuff. And then in this game, they're just refusing to. They aren't releasing the mod tools, so you're just stuck with these same maps over and over again, and it just gets old. They need to. Something needs to be. If they come out with zombies again in the next game, something needs to be added. Like, I cannot even imagine if they have zombies in the next game. If every single map was just a repackaging of Moon. You know how horrible that would be? Like, it would just, every single map would just be the goal of your map, and the only way to get far on that map, really, is to do the Easter egg, because, you know what I mean, if you get far, you're gonna get downed every once in a while, and you need to be able to go get Jug, or you will be continuously getting down for, like, forever. So you need to be able to get Jug. And the only way to be able to do that, especially if you have multiple people on the Moon, is to do the Easter egg, which, and if it was a Call of the Dead type Easter egg where you could do it with any amount of people, well, you had to have, well, no, you could do it solo, I guess. And the Easter egg was good, but it didn't suddenly make, it wasn't like you had to do the Easter egg to get far, because, I mean, all you got from the Easter egg, it was a temporary reward. Well, but it was also permanent. But you had to do something to get that permanent award, which was, for those who don't know, getting a Wonderwaffe by killing when you kill George. But there's no strategy by killing George every time and getting the Wonderwaffe. Like, I mean, it's cool again if you have the Easter egg, but the map needs to be designed because you have to realize that the main majority of people who play this map aren't going to have the time or the amount of people to do the Easter egg. So it shouldn't be mandatory to do it. And you just gotta be able to do something different and have fun. Like, oh whoops, no wonder. Good thing I didn't buy ammo there. I don't know. But right now, I'm just kind of doing half laps. I don't know. There. Just doing half laps, running around the map. Trying to stop talking about this because I hear myself going in circles and just talking about the same thing over and over again. One thing, back on the topic of having fun in zombies, one thing I like to do that I think is really fun is not, like, just limiting yourself. Like, I'm going to stay in this one area and kill zombies until I die. Like, you gotta have some sort of challenge. Like, for example, pack punching and starting guns, or what I've always done is, like, a lot of times I'll do things like picking up a gun from the box, and then not getting rid of that gun until I've used up all of its ammo. Which, I don't know, it's interesting. Or, like, not getting rid of it until you pack a punch, but eventually just run out of points there. But I think it would be a cool idea for the next Call of Duty to have something new and interesting. Is have some sort of, just like little bit of private match settings. Like nothing too fun, but like being invincible. But it just be kind of, like, I've always wanted to be able to give myself a challenge where I have infinite ammo and a law, and just see how far you can get. Like, people underestimate it, but I can see how that wouldn't work, because, you have an infinite ammo crossbow, pack-a-punch, what are you going to do? It's just going to be, you can't die. And it just feels repetitive. You're doing you'd be doing, okay, I just changed my subject, okay, feeling repetitive, that was in reference to that. I'm not even going to finish. Okay. Dogs, I don't know why they ever got rid of them to be honest, because they were a good idea. That was another thing they introduced in Kino Der Toten that was awesome. Like, that was part of the reason that made Varric so hard, was because ammo was a huge problem. You have the moving box, so you can't just kind of hang out by the box. But you're also going to be running out of ammo. If you get far enough, you'll be running out every round, and then that just wastes time, because you're going to keep having to go to the box. You're going to have to get a crawler and go sit at the box in between rounds. And it's just, again, it just gets to the point, that's one of the things I hate about, cough cough NGT zombies. I don't like watching a video that's entirely people going for the box, trying to get a halfway decent gun. I feel like in World at War, all of the guns were decent. You could kill, I could kill zombies with just about anything. The wall guns were good and killed things, whereas in this game I just feel like, oh, I'm dead. Bye bye. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, I'm trying to do these without Quick Revive on the maps, just because I feel with Quick Revive, it just gets to be too long and boring, So, I guess I'm done here. 173 kills with an Olympia. Have a nice day.